Hi everyone, it's Allison from Fathom 5 Tarot, and it's Friday. Oh, I got my sweatshirt on, out of my work clothes, and I'm feeling great. So I thought I'd just jump on for a couple of minutes. This is actually for Saturday's prompt, the 11th prompt, and I don't have that much to say for the next few, so I'm going to be skipping a few days. But the prompt for today is show us your favorite depiction of the High Priestess and why. And oh, there's my dog. Hey, buddy. One of my two dogs. I see him lying in the back there. So I couldn't pick just one. Sorry, I'm not very decisive in these videos, but I like a bunch. So here we go. So I'm going to start with the Wild Unknown. Again, this is a deck that I haven't used much in a while, but just doing these videos sort of has really clued me into the Wild Unknown again. And I do love this depiction. I mean, this deck is just so beautiful. I love the way that color is used in the orb, which evokes to me some of the Rider-Waite-Smith colors, the blues and sort of purplies and things like that. I love that there's the moon because, of course, it's at night. And just the facial expression on this tiger is just so powerful and yet so serene, confident and wise, and it's sort of mystical. And I just think that's a beautiful, beautiful depiction. Again, this is from the first edition of The Wild Unknown, and I'm not sure. I don't think it's probably changed in subsequent editions, but I only have the first edition, so I'm not entirely sure about that. My next, we'll do animals, I guess, first. But my next choice is from the Anima Mundi Tarot by Megan. I already messed up her name earlier this week. Werewooden Creeping Moon on Etsy. Look for Creeping Moon. I do love, love, love owls, and I know that's sort of cliche, but it's just such a gorgeous snowy white owl. I love the incorporation of the pomegranates and the scroll. Again, and it's that blend of power and yet perfect serenity that just really works for me in that depiction. This is a beautiful deck if you're not familiar with it. I highly recommend it for lots of reasons. Next, we're going to, and I didn't purposely pull out a Rider-Waite-Smith because that is my favorite deck of all time, and I just thought I'd branch out from there, and I'm not saying I don't love that High Priestess. And actually, my opinions about that, laughing at my dog stretching, my opinions about that are what inform my opinions about all of these. So really, gosh, I should have brought one here. Anyway, just imagine the Rider-Waite-Smith High Priestess, and then you got it. So the next... because this stone does a really good job actually of symbolically representing the High Priestess. This is the Tarot of Trees. So Tarot of Trees by Dana O'Driscoll. And I've talked a lot about how I love trees and tree-based decks. And it's one of the reasons I actually love the Wild Unknown is that it's got a lot of tree depictions. But again, you can really see the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith imagery here. It is a slightly glossier deck than I generally like, and it's smaller than I generally like, but it's a beaut. And there's something just about the elegance of those curling limbs that are cradling those pomegranates. We've got the two pillars, the moon imagery. I mean, it's all there. And I just think, I mean, you could think of the trees as a subject being quite limiting. But not for this artist. She's just each card, if you're familiar with the Waite-Smith tarot archetypes, then it's just so clever. It's such a great little deck. The Tarot of Trees by Dana O'Driscoll. That's also, I think you can actually purchase that in a number of places. I guess I did say Wild Unknown you can get on Amazon. The Anima Mundi you can find on Etsy. I know this Etsy is how I purchased this deck, although I think there are some other options for buying Tarot of Trees, but that's the one I chose. And then finally, my last one, I feel like it's just such a great card. I could have pulled out a bunch more. I looked, and I really did consider outside of Rider-Waite-Smith. I was like really close on both the Muse and the Lightseers to make these sort of topless World Spirit. I'm just looking at all of my detritus around here that I've gathered trying to make my decisions. So to narrow myself down to 4, I think I actually did a really good job. um, I think this one is so special, though, and it's the Anna K tarot depiction of the High Priestess. Um, and I just love the phases of the moon sort of resting in her lap. And again, that feeling of power and serenity that all of these have captured, I feel like this one captures as well. This is a really iconic image. If you look at the, oh, I don't think I actually, oh, I do. Yeah. So this is the indie box. And what's on the, gosh, I think it's the Fool that's on the Llewellyn mass marketed edition. But this is the indie box. So it has the image on the box and the book. And just, it's one of my favorite cards in this deck. And I say that being a person who, if you asked me about my very favorite tarot cards, oh, maybe there's a prompt like that coming up. I don't know. I wouldn't actually say the like it's not one I look for. It's not a make or break for me. I do have some ones where if I don't like the depiction of that card, then that deck is out for me. And the High Priestess is not one of those ones for me, but it's just so beautiful. And again, my terrible lighting is not doing it justice, but it's a stunner. And just every inch of the way her body is posed, and the fact that she's faceless, I think is really interesting, because this is a deck that really focuses on faces, facial expressions. You can really see emotion, but the High Priestess is beyond that, more than that, and it's just, I love it. So yeah, that is my day 11. I'm going to just talk about other things, I guess. So, no, I guess I have a separate one for day 12. I guess I do have something I can talk about for 12. So I guess I'll leave it. I do have one thing I can show for 12. So my next video will be mashing a bunch of prompts together, clearly. So yeah. High Priestess. What a beauty. Where would we be without her? So can't wait to see your choices, and I'll be back sometime soon. Bye.